There we go. There we go. Now I'm happy. Okay, welcome to G.Parkers Arcade Room, where I've been doing a lot of VR flying. So rather than just flying around, I thought I'd have a little mission set up here. And let me see what I did with my controllers that I got to keep handy. Okay, and that mouse thing gets in the way, but until I get better at using the Quest controllers, I got to have that mouse there. So anyway, just an explanation. We're flying in VR. We're flying in X-Plane 11. We're flying in a Cessna 172. We took off last time from my home airport of Harrisonville, Missouri, and we flew west to Lawrence, Kansas. This is Lawrence Municipal Airport, home of the Kansas Jayhawks, KU, and nice looking little building there. And we're going to fly up to the state capital of Kansas, Topeka, today. Just make it a short little flight. So hope everything goes as planned. Let's see, I've got to release the brake. Brake released. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a little bit of flaps right now. And hopefully I can find my way back to the runway. And if you can see back there, there's the fuel tanks. If you look at my fuel, I did fill up with fuel. So I probably should have put a little more in there, but nonetheless, it's enough to get to Topeka because it's a short little flight. So let's throttle this thing up. And taxi out here to the runway. I had this thing in playback mode when I ended it last, and so when I started it up, it was in playback mode. Okay, is this our main runway? I do not believe it is. I believe this is still part of the taxiway. Oh, good. Let's just give it some gas and get up in the air. What do you think? Leaving Lawrence, Kansas Municipal Airport. Get her up to 60 knots. Before we run out of runway. Oh yeah, we're starting a rotation. We're up. We are up. Look at our GPS and we'll see that we do need to rotate around there. Get it heading with our line, but we are going to end up, when we get up to altitude, we will engage our autopilot And it should take us right there. Make sure my recording's all working good here. Yep. You either get it to fly good, or you and you don't get the recording, or you get the recording and you didn't get a good flight in. So let's see, we're up here to let's get up to about 1,000 feet. This is where I need my mouse. I just have trouble. And I want to make sure I'm hitting the right button. Yeah. Okay, that should put us on a direct heading to Topeka. And the only other thing I want to do is I want to do an altitude hold. Job hit here. That should hold us at our current altitude of about between 11 and 1,200 feet. And if I look here, I'm going to have to zoom in. Looks like we're only about 8 minutes out. Back to our regular view. And let's see, we are flying straight and level, and we are following our GPS route. Thanks to Topeka Arcade for pointing out to me that that little green GPS button has to be lit, not the nav light lit. Nav is for when you're running off the nav radio with frequencies designed for setting up your approaches and whatnot, which I'm just happy to get this done. Now, I was trying to set up a second set of buttons so I wouldn't have to use the mouse to hit the nav and the alt hold. I did find a way to hit the altitude hold with another device, but I cannot get that nav button to push with an external device. So if I could get that done, I think I'd be golden. But I just am having trouble getting I've been using an Xbox controller, which you can program to function to do certain things on here. And if that works, I've got some USB encoders for joy-to-key type replacement things. I can hook buttons up to it, a USB encoder, and plug it in. It'll mimic a Xbox controller, so to speak. And then what I can do with that is build my own little panel for controlling things. But I'm not going to go that much trouble until I can figure out that I have searched all over and I cannot find it. Now, they changed the nav system in this a little while back and upgraded it in X-Plane 11 on the Cessna 172. And I find stuff on the old nav system. But this upgraded nav system, I cannot find any documentation. I've looked through X-Plane's documentation on this flight sim, and I can't find it anywhere. So I think that's mainly, and maybe I haven't looked in the right places yet. So the search is still on to figure that out. And if anybody watching this knows how to program, you have to go to a menu and you hit a button while you're in the setup screen for joysticks and controllers. Hit a button and then you say, you see what button that is, and then it's got a drop down menu and it says, what do you want this to do? And I find nothing. There's a thing called servos this and servo this and that, and none of them are working that I can find. Not working consistently. I wish I knew what like that was. It could be maybe it's. Let me see. I'm trying to look at something. That could be Clinton Lake. Not to be confused with Clinton, Missouri, where Truman Lake is, but Clinton Lake is out by Lawrence. But I would have thought we would have passed that by now. By the way, I'm going to power back some. I did put my 5 something in. Yes, I see they're up by looking over there. And I'm going to power this thing back. Did fill up with fuel, but I think in all my jacking around with this thing, trying to get everything set up, I left the motor running. I may have used quite a bit of that, so, but we're still fine. We're only 4 minutes out. We got plenty of fuel on board, so we're looking good. If I change my seating position in here or do any moving around, I can just instantly bring this thing back to the headset view of whichever way I'm facing. So if I wanted to move my chair in a different direction, I just hit that and it'll center it on where I'm facing at the time. The only other adjustments I did, which thanks to Off-Grid Arcade again, he did tell me how to get some video stabilization in here, so that when I move my head, of course you're seeing it in 2D, you can't see exactly what I'm seeing. This is just way too cool. I'm looking out the window, but you're not seeing it in VR, you're seeing it on a flat screen, 2D. But nonetheless, it was too jumpy. It was fine for me, but it was really glitchy for the viewers to watch the playback. So I believe I've got that fixed. Now I do try to watch how quick I move my head, because fast movements still aren't as good as me moving my head slowly. And I'm going to quit bragging about my landings. My landings have been getting better, but we're just a couple minutes out from making another landing, so. There's 2 airports up here. I picked this one because there's a KTOP and a KF0E. KFOE. So I picked KFOE. I don't know why I just picked it. See, I can move my chair up. Be up here and hit that button. It brings me back to the sitting view. I can move back in my chair and hit this button. It brings me there. As a matter of fact, I am going to sit back a little bit. If you notice, I did not include me in the video this time, so that's really exciting seeing me with the white Meta Quest 2 on my head. I mean, who wants to see that? This is cool though. It does work with the. I'm using Steam FX or X-Plane 11 on Steam on a PC with my Quest headset linked up. So I just think that is extremely cool. Let me send that back again. I guess that is. See my rudder pedals down there, my yoke, see, I just make some, it's okay to make some slight turns, but everything's realistic. Oh, wait a second, here we are. Sitting there talking. I'm going to do a, first of all, let's exit the navigation system. We're completely off. We're flying ourselves now. And, oh, let's do a fly around. And while I'm doing the fly around, I'm going to try to figure out the taxiway system. Okay, I'm going to come in from the other side, and I'll run clear down here to the end. It would bleed off some altitude. I don't want to bleed off too much. Because now I'm starting to go up. I have to look around, but keep an eye on those gauges. One thing about VR versus real life, you're really not sensing whether you're going up or down or not, other than what's visual. Okay. That's okay. There's the tower. I'm going to buzz the tower. Buzz the tower. Let's see, if we come down there, if we land just enough, we can come down here and taxi off right there. Okay, this would be our downwind. Swing out a little bit. Try to go around those houses, a little cluster right there. See if we can get a nice line up with that runway. And we better slow this thing down. Car chucking down the road right there. Ooh, dropping in altitude here. Let's make this turn down. Oh, looks like we're doing pretty good on our turnaround here. Let's engage some flaps. And once again, I always seem to come in a little high and have such a steep approach. Well, we are up there, but we got a long runway, so we got plenty of room. Use our rudder to kind of line ourselves up a little bit better with the runway. Well, I botched that lining up, but the good thing we got a small plane and a big airport with lots of runway. Well, it was a little rough. But hey, I made it to Topeka. I can't believe I botched that. I botched that lining up the runway. Not one of my better landings. I'm kind of disappointed because I've had a lot better landings than that. That silly mouse. He just wants to jump up wherever he can. Okay, we're just going to find a place to park out here in this tarmac. We'll just do it right here. And let's see, we want to engage the brake. And shut the motor off. Well, and disengage the switches. Okay, now let's open the door. And let's let me find a way. Maybe it's this one. There we go. There you go. We stepped out. Well, let's check out the tires here. Made kind of a bouncy landing, but front tires look good. That tire looks fine. I don't know, everything looks pretty good on the plane. Let's go back around the other side here. We're back in the plane. Very cool. And I think if I just come up here, and if I knew where I was at in the room, I could, yeah, there we go, find my flight yoke. We're back in business. So there you go. Second part of the trip from this time from, we started in Harrisonville last video. This video we started in Lawrence, and now we're in Topeka, and we'll take off next round from Topeka. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.